Hello and welcome to 5 Year Club video number 241. I don't know if anything could be called a fun topic. I guess this is it for me anyway. I just thought I would talk about how I handle coffee because I like coffee a lot. And, if you go to Pete's every day for a month, that's at least, $120 if you're at the $3 range, 4 times 30, yeah, something like that. Anyway, I guess Starbucks is at $4. It's getting late. And that's a lot of money, $120 a month. Why not just make your coffee at home? Well, at home, it's less convenient to make coffee. And at home, it's also maybe it won't taste as good as Pete's or Starbucks or whatever. But honestly, sometimes Pete's and Starbucks for me, it tastes like the chemical they use to clean the machine. Doesn't taste very good. Not always. Some days it does taste really good, but it's just not consistent for me. And so I know that at home it is very consistent, the stuff that I make, because I take care to do it the same way each time, and I set it up to do it the same way each time. So I just wanted to tell you how I make coffee, because if you dig this method as much as me, then you can start using it, and by using it you will save money by not drinking coffee at Pete's and Starbucks as often, and hopefully also just enjoy your coffee more and enjoy your life more. For me, this is like one of the best parts of the day, coffee at home before the shit hits the fan at work. All right, actually hold on a second, I'm gonna go get a coffee pot. All right, so first things first is that I use what is called a mocha pot. Mocha Express, a stove-top espresso, as they call it in Italy. And what it is let's get a mouse over here, it is a 3-chamber pot. You can't quite see it here, but you've got the water that hangs out in this chamber, the coffee grounds that hang out in this chamber, and then the coffee, which eventually gets to this chamber. So you put it on the stove, the water boils down here, pushes up through the coffee grounds, comes out of a spout up here, and then after it comes out of the spout, it just lands in a reservoir, and then you pour it out of this top reservoir. And let's see what's going on. I'm unscrewing my own mocha pot right now. Oh boy. And you can see that mine has not been cleaned since its last use. So there's the top, and here's the bottom. We can see the basket of coffee grounds is still in the top of the bottom, and if I removed it, it would just be the empty hollow bottom. But I'm not going to remove it here at my desk because that would be very messy. Generally speaking, I bang it on a trash can to get the coffee grounds out, something like that. So it's about $25 for this device. I've used this one for, 3 years, a long time. So it still has a lot of life left in it. This one is an aluminum version, and if you're concerned about the role of aluminum in your food, then you can just leave some of the coffee oils on this top part, and they will separate your coffee from the oil in the top part. And so next coffee related item is I buy whole bean coffee, and then to feel extra fancy, I grind it by hand right before I make it. I could grind it with an electric grinder, but the electric grinders tend to get more expensive, and you feel more hipstery when you do it by hand. If you're talking about convenience, fair enough. This is not the most convenient way to make coffee. You can just buy ground coffee if you wanted to. Not what I do, but it would save you apparently $29. And I just searched on Amazon. It was closer to $39 now on Amazon. So the price fluctuates. But if you don't already have a grinder, you could skip the grinder and buy pre-ground coffee. Here's the coffee I get from Trader Joe's. I don't know. It's a good medium roast for me. Your taste may vary. And certainly, I think it's $10 for this thing, so $10 for 13 ounces. I don't even know if that's a good deal. But that's what it is. And finally, I have my glass cup from IKEA because I want to see what's going on with my coffee when I make it. The total for all these items is about $68, which is less than a month of going to Pete's or Starbucks every single day. But obviously, it's about 20 cups of Pete's coffee. Why do I like the Moka Pot? Well, it makes strong coffee. It's consistent. It's also not that hard to prepare the coffee. More or less, it's sticking the bottom part underneath some water to get some water inside of it. And then it is going to be scooping a few scoops of coffee into the basket and then leveling it. And then just putting the whole thing together and sticking it on the stove. I know that at medium on my stove, it takes 13 minutes for this thing to make coffee. So I just set a timer for 13 minutes. Whole process probably takes, a couple minutes, 1 minute, something like that in the morning. And then after 13 minutes, my alarm goes off and I've got my coffee. And I like my coffee quite a bit. When I went to Vietnam, I brought home actually a good amount of coffee from Vietnam. And it was really fun to make that coffee in my Moka Pot just over the following, couple months or something that I had it after I went on that trip. Coffee overall, I'd say, it's a pretty cheap hobby. And it's a hobby with a lot of variety to it. There's just so many different devices that you can use, and none of them are all that expensive. And there's temperature related stuff. There's tons of different beans. You can always be buying different beans from the grocery store if you want to. And coffee also keeps you awake and makes you more productive. So yeah, that's why it has a place here on the 5-Year Club. If you want to do some financial planning, some coffee definitely helps. And if you're consuming this repeatedly over time, then you might want to upgrade your home method. I don't even want to say upgrade. I want to say figure out your home coffee game. Figure it out so that you're not blowing $100 at Starbucks every month. In fact, I would say every month I probably go through around $25 of coffee is my guess. Maybe 20. Something like that. All right, well, that is it for 5-Year Club video number 241. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a cool coffee making method that you're happy about. And have a fabulous evening.